I am the queen of enjoying every moment, never wanting something good to come to an end, and a late checkout is the embodiment of that. I'm your host, Laura Janela. Hey guys, welcome back to Late Checkout. What's going on? It is officially Sagittarius season, and I'm so excited to be here recording this episode. This is one of the ones that I've been looking forward to sharing. It's just like a fun, quick half hour of shedding some light on how you can capitalize on this very fiery and festive season. When this airs, it's going to be the day before Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving Eve, and I think it's the perfect way to set off the next 4 weeks. I'll be in the States, which I'm really happy to be because I feel like we haven't spent a Thanksgiving in the States in a while, and I'm just so excited to like indulge and have pumpkin pie and stuffing and turkey, and just to be around family and have my son have his first like American Thanksgiving. You know, like we celebrate here, we try to do our own little thing, but it's just different. It doesn't have the same energy, you know? Like here, I feel like once Halloween is over, people are just ready for Christmas, which I'm totally about because I effing love Christmas. And the longer I can have my house decorated, the happier I am. But, you know, you can't change a leopard's spots. I am American. I love turkey. I love having just that indulgent holiday with family and friends and just having a good time. But that's not exactly what we're here for. We are here to talk about Sagittarius energy, Sagittarius season, how you can capitalize on the next few weeks, and just things that I like to do during this season. Maybe to some of you, you're like, well, what the hell does it mean for me? Like, I'm not a Sagittarius. It doesn't mean anything. But it does. Like Sagittarius season comes with an energy. It comes with a fiery, expansive, wanderlusty, social, let's do everything type of energy. And I think regardless to what your sign is, you're kind of feeling that. You're picking up on that. Like there's things to get done. It's the last full astrology sign before the end of the year. So it, you know, we got to end with a bang. We got to end with high energy. And I think there's ways for everyone to capitalize on it. So I definitely want to shed some light on how I do that. And who better to do that than a Sagittarian herself? Come on. My birthday is the very last day of Sagittarius, December 21st. So hopefully you're listening to this around the time of Thanksgiving and you'll have a good few weeks to be able to implement some of these fun things to do. And I will say, Sagittarians are natural born wanderlusters, and I'm just really happy to be abroad from home bringing in this season. It already feels super authentic to me. It already feels like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So I'm really, really excited to be here and to be sharing this all with you. I will say the energy during any fire sign season, like Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, I personally feel has this like underlying momentum to it, right? Like this go and do it and we got to get it done energy. And it's kind of like a charged battery that just like wants to expel every single ounce of juice in it before Capricorn season rolls along, and just like really grounds us, right? Because like once Christmas hits, we're already in a new astrological season. And for most of you, you probably feel that shift because it's like build up, build up, build up, a lot going on, a lot going on. And then you kind of just like are chilling out. And then it brings you into January and you're like way more grounded than you were in December. So I'm here to squeeze the juice. We need to get all the juice out, right? Sagittarians are ruled by the planet Jupiter, which represents growth. It represents expansion. It represents adventures, healing, prosperity, optimism, good fortune. Sagittarians are the Centaurs. We're beefed up with like all this physical and mental energy to just put out there and make ourselves useful in every facet possible. And we're fiery, we're impulsive, you know, we're the initiators, and we're forever hungry for knowledge and travel. Like that's the Sagittarian. If I could encapsulate that in a bunch of freaking words, I would say that that pretty much sums it up from our high level energy explanation. And I feel like those are the main traits that we're going to feel over the next 4 weeks. And if that's the underlying tone, then we need to hone in on it and make sure that we're implementing those exact things into into our lives to live in such a way that a Sagittarian would be proud, I guess. I mean, in short, let's just say, let's take advantage of it. Let's take advantage of this frequency. I want to hop on this train. I want to get shit done. And honestly, that's brings me to one of the first things that I love doing during Sagittarius season is getting things off of my to-do list. If there have been stagnant items on my to-do list that have just been like rolling over each month or each week, I'm like, get it done. I want it crossed off. I want to get everything done before the holidays. I don't want anything lingering for me after the holidays to be looking back and saying like, crap, I have to get this done or I have to get that done. No, I'm leaving all of those things in 2024. I like to have November and December just be a time that I am like riding that motivation horse. Like I want to make sure that I am getting those check marks checked off of everything on my to-do list, and it feels like the energy of this month does push me to do that, and I get super excited for it because sometimes in autumn, like before Sagittarius season, it feels a little slower. And this is kind of your opportunity to have that fire spark before the holidays, before January rolls around. I feel like January is one of those like daunting months. Like I love it because it's like hibernation mode, but I feel like it also makes me feel less motivated. And I want to feel okay feeling less motivated. I think January is just like a slowing down month. You kind of slow down after the crazy. And I feel like people get overwhelmed with, oh my God, it's so much to do, November, December, blah, blah, blah. But I think there's just such a great way to have a positive spin on it and get yourself to feel really, really productive and accomplished. The next thing on my list for this season, I'll call this a guide for this season, is to start planning your 2025 travels. I absolutely love taking this opportunity to outline or get ideas down about where I want to go next year and how I want my travels to look. Sagittarians are known for their love for travel. They have like an undying love for adventure or meeting new people, seeing new things, having their minds expanded. Like this is our way to truly experience this thing called life, is just getting in there and experiencing it. And I feel like it's the perfect time to kind of open up your little notes app, get a new little sheet out and title it 2025 travels or potential travels or bucket list for 2025, and just get something down. It doesn't have to be like an extensive list. Maybe you don't know exact destinations, but if you do, write them down. Maybe you kind of know more of the type of trip you want to have, right? Like, is it a cultural trip? Do you want something educational? Do you want something relaxing? Do you want to just be fully unplugged or go somewhere for food tours? Like, what kind of experience do you want out of the travel? So like maybe you don't know where exactly, but you have the idea of what type of time you want to spend wherever it is. Maybe you know who you want to go with. Do you want a family trip? Do you want a big family trip or a friends trip or a solo trip? Like, solo trips are the best. They're so, so good. Think through who you want to be spending this new adventure with, because I think that's so important too. For example, for me, we will have a new baby next year. So traveling will look a little different versus what we've been used to. And we just got used to traveling with Leandro. So now it'll be a family of 4. So we have some adjusting to do. But what I do know is that I definitely want this new family of 4 to go away at some point in the year next year, whether that be an hour flight away or a few hours of a drive away, for us to kind of just test the waters. What does it look like for our family of 4 to travel? Because now this is a new dynamic, right? We're adding somebody new to the mix. I want to know what it looks like to prepare for it, to pack for it, to enjoy it. And I would also love to have like, a family trip with more extended family and hopefully get something like that in the books next year. And of course, every year, Brian and I are 100%, especially now with kids, prioritizing that our anniversary trip is definitely just a Laura Brian trip and we can just enjoy it ourselves. Since I won't be pregnant, since we'll have the help of, grandparents helping with the kids and stuff, it will be a great year for us to go somewhere super far, maybe somewhere in Asia, to immerse ourselves in what we love to do, which is essentially give ourselves like the worst case of culture shock possible and just get new food, new experiences, see new ways of life, see new people, see new landscape, geography, learn new history. It just all of that. So I'm really looking forward to our 2025 trips. So now for those of us who like to be homebodies a little bit, which I think I see myself as a full 50-50 girl. I equally need as much time alone as I do like to get charged up and be social with people. So I'm kind of 50-50 on that. I do need to serve both sides of myself. However, for those of us who don't necessarily love to go out all the time, Saggy season is the season to come out of your comfort zone and come out of that box and get social, because Sagittarians love having a good time. The typical, stereotypical version of them, they would call themselves the life of the party. And I think everyone can kind of bite from that energy a little bit this season and just enjoy being out with friends, enjoy being out with coworkers, colleagues, family, just enjoy the warmth of the social aspects of this season. So I want to take that idea of socially hanging out, but I also just want to take it a step further and make it super Sagittarian and just say, whatever you do when you go out, try to make it something new. Take the opportunity of the season to expand your palate or your hobbies. Try a new cuisine or a new restaurant with your friends, or try out a new workout class. It doesn't, it could be with friends, it could be by yourself. Try on something new, something you've been thinking about, you've been wanting to do. Take a page out of a Sagittarian's book and just go do it. Like, make a new experience for yourself. You don't even need to leave town to do it. Or do a new experience thing together with a group of people, whether it's like a cooking class or a painting class or any type of thing you would like to learn and expand your mind on. I think that is such a fun element of Sagittarius energy for us to just like grab and ride, because we don't carve out that type of time for ourselves anymore. Life gets so busy that we forget to make sure that we know how to experience new things and get excited about something new. And this is the perfect time to do it if you haven't done it this year. And if you're really not feeling the social scene, I mean, definitely I'm all about listening to that mind and body, but I would absolutely do something by yourself then. Try something new by yourself. Go to that new workout class by yourself, or put yourself in a new situation that you haven't been in before. Maybe you're living in a new city or a new place, and there is something that you've been wanting to do or try that you just haven't had the time for. Like, now is the time to do it. Allow your curiosity and your calendar, whether it be social or by yourself, to just marry and have a good time with it. Just enjoy it. And of course, I mean, there's always room this season to travel, to do the real Jupiterian thing and just actually travel. It's such a chaotic time to travel. To me, I have traveled so much in the months of November and December before, and I do love it. But I know it can be chaotic. The airports are more chaotic. People want to be in different places. It's a little crazy, but if you can endure it, I say fucking go for it, because it's so much fun. Whether it's taking a weekend getaway or spending the holidays somewhere new, like, I do find this season to be a beautiful time to get away, because if you can make it there to that new destination, you get to see how they dress up for the holidays and how they make the towns feel and how the shops are and what the restaurants are like. Or if you're going away to Europe, like the Christmas markets, holy crap. I mean, and they start in like mid-November, and they're such an experience to be had. They are so much fun with so much good food and tchotchkes to buy and music and just the vibe, like mulled wine and all that stuff. I also love going to places because I grew up in Jersey. So holiday season to me just feels like it should be cold. Like, the climate should be snowy and just, not warm at all. So I always found it fun when we would travel to like warmer places. Like, seeing palm trees during Christmas time is like kind of laughable to me. I think it's so funny, and but it feels like a parallel universe. It feels cool, it feels different. And I think it just expands our minds on just, holidays aren't just how we see it and where we grew up. You get to see it you get to visit somewhere and see how they do it themselves, which is so much fun. But even if it's a weekend getaway, guys, if you're feeling that travel bug, if you just want to get away for a spa weekend with your girlfriends, you just want to drive an hour and do whatever, Sagittarian season is flowing with that travel energy. So please do it. Please capitalize on it. I feel like I've said the word Sagittarius 1 million times already, that there should probably be a drinking game going on. Take a shot every time I say the word Sagittarius, and you'll be absolutely effing drunk and bomb by the time you get to the end of this episode. I will say the last thing on my list for this guide is probably expected, but there's also a reason why I have it on my list, because I do feel like this season serves a huge, huge push for the ability to accomplish this in a very productive way, which is to start thinking about your resolutions and your manifestations for 2025. I don't personally love to wait till the last minute to think about stuff like this, because I feel like then I'm just like forced and rushed and like, what do I want? I don't know what I want. Like, and I don't get to have like a full thought out process. I love this time of year to be able to just reflect, right? Like, what did I do this year that I loved so much? What changed about me? How did I grow? And like, what ways do I want to grow next year? What things do I want to let go of? What habits do I want to let go of? What things do I want to bring into fruition? And just kind of start getting a listing going of the things that really will mean a lot to you come 2025. Because this season, Sagittarians are known for being blunt, honest. We have the ability to be impulsive, but we're aware of it. I think Sagittarians half the time have this beautiful way of being super aware of themselves, because they are such honest souls and they see everyone and everything for what they truly are. And then there's other times where we can be very unaware of the impact of that honesty or how we're coming off. But I think that honesty in general helps everyone this season to be honest with themselves, to think a little clearer about ourselves. The Jupiterian energy allows you to think bigger for yourselves. The reason why I especially don't suggest only doing resolutions and manifestations that last week of December, right before New Year's. Capricorn season, definitely, I mean, they are structured and have a great work ethic and view on like a scheduled life and a productive life. But I also feel like the optimism that Sagittarius brings allows you to kind of see outside of the practicality or the realistic opportunities for you. You can actually look at the more optimistic opportunities. When I'm making my list, I want my mind to go past what I feel like is actually possible, so I can believe in the really, really big goals that I truly do want to accomplish for myself. So I think this is the perfect time to be able to do that. I'd say this is my high level Sagittarius season guide for you guys. Take advantage of the energy of getting shit done, check shit off your to-do list, get yourself motivated and productive, and just ride that wave of that. Start your 2025 travels. Just start thinking about it, what you want to do next year, where you want to be, who do you want to go with, when do you want to go. Enjoy this fun, expansive time of thinking about traveling, because the wanderlust energy is definitely evident. It's definitely around for all of us. Get social, hang out with your friends and family, and enjoy the warmth of this year of just being out and laughing and having a good time, putting a lot of your worries away if you possibly can, because I also know it's a sensitive time of year for a lot of us as well. But do what you can to just lean into your community and make the most of that new adventure energy. Just go out and do something new, experience life, experience the things around you. And lastly, definitely start considering your manifestations and your resolutions for next year. I explained why, and I hope this guide helps you guys because I don't know, Sagittarius season, this season is just such a special one. And I feel like as soon as November 22nd, like when the season begins, I feel the shift. I feel aligned. I feel like, oh, this is my season. And I'm sure everyone in their sign feels that way. Like, if you're a Virgo, as soon as like August 23rd is around, you're like, like I feel good. This is my energy, this is my season. Like everyone feels that way. And maybe I'm a little biased, but I think this is the perfect way for me to share the special things that I particularly feel during this time that I try to like really make moves on and make sure that I have really embodied my astrological sign for the year, you know? Like this is really the time that I get to do that. Something I found online, I feel like it was a magazine article or some I forget where I found this, but I thought this was just a cute paragraph of how they introed Sagittarius, so I want to read it to you guys. One of the most sprightly, confident, and optimistic of the zodiac signs, Sagittarius, you are a joy to be around, often finding that people gravitate towards you in their droves. Curiosity fills your desire for travel, but you can turn almost anything, even a trip to the shops, into an adventure. And I love that last piece saying that we can turn anything into an adventure, essentially. And I think that that is my biggest takeaway for you guys is even in your everyday life, it doesn't need to be something grandiose. It doesn't need to be this like, oh my God, like wow, shock factor of an adventure. Just find something to get curious about, to get excited about, and bring that spirit of the season to your life in that way. And all right, just to drive this a little further, the main traits of a Sagittarian, and I'm reciting this just for you guys to have these words, these qualities that I'm going to list to kind of just hone in on and what to focus on for the season. All right. So our main traits are adventurous, curious, expansive, goal oriented, optimistic, impulsive, blunt, and big hearted. Those are words that you can kind of just think about and reflect on. What are ways I can be that in this season or have fun with in this season in that way? Just enjoy it. This year, I'm super, super hyped because I've been wanting to get my astrological chart done again. Like, I want to get like a reading by someone else. Last time I think I did this was 5 years ago ish at my favorite little psychic slash crystal store in Montclair, New Jersey. Whenever I go back home, I always go to this place to just like pick up Palo Santo and get crystals and stuff. But I did an astrology chart reading there a while ago, and I feel like it was so short, and I don't think I grasped everything to the extent that I wanted to. And I want to be able to have like this year a reading done on my birthday with this girl who I found on Instagram. I actually found her through a podcast, like the TBM podcast. Her name's Aja Rose. But she just has the greatest way of explaining big astrological concepts in the most layman terms, millennial, straight up, no frills type of way. And I've heard that her readings are an amazing way to prepare yourself for all like the planetarian transits to come and how to best prepare and blah, 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 blah. But she is pricey. So, I mean, all these like woo woo little services typically are, they're never cheap. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to treat myself on my birthday to get a reading from her. And I'm super, super excited about it. I feel like it'll be the perfect way for me to kind of help prepare for 2025 and, you know, just see where my journey is going with like even, you know, this podcast and my creativity and with momhood. I just feel like there's so much shit going on. And I think it's just a great way for me to hopefully kind of get some help with where I can go and what I can do. So that's the way I'll be closing out my season. This, I hope, was a helpful and fun guide for you guys. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody who is celebrating. Happy holiday season for everyone who doesn't celebrate and just skipping on up into Christmas and Hanukkah and all the other good things that are coming this way. But I want to know if any of you feel that saggy energy that I'm talking about, or if you're going to try anything on for size in this guide, please let me know. You know, I love knowing these things and just hearing from everybody. So give me a shout. Next week, I'll be back with a very special guest, my very first guest, and a very special guest, my husband, Brian. We will be discussing all things related to expatting and moving to Switzerland, and it's going to be a really fun episode. I think you guys are really going to enjoy. All right, guys, I will see you later, and